Oh, yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you, and thank you, everyone. Welcome to Fantasy Football Saturday with Calvin Dean. Well, we have a great show for you guys. I hope you listen to my podcast on Thursday morning when I predicted the games. I predicted Kansas City to roll on Denver. That was kind of an easy pick, don't you think? But, I mean, Denver kept it close, right? Yeah, but, the only thing that was really mattered is that Taylor Swift was in the house, right? Yeah, I know. That's the only thing that really matters, and that's the only reason why the Kansas City Chiefs are 5-1 now, right? I love that. Anyway, Travis looked good. Mahomes, Russell Wilson, he made that one great pass to Sutton, and what a catch. I mean, it was a great pass, too. So, he didn't, there's something about it. He just lost it. He's a step slow. He's not what he used to be, that's for sure. I remember he used to scramble and out of things and then make things happen that way. But now people are catching up to him. I mean, the NFL's different now, guys. It's completely different, I mean, there's these new young bucks that are coming into the league. Like linebackers and defensive ends going 4-3, 4-4, 4-5 in the 40. I mean, it's sick. It's sick, and, Russell's sitting there going, holy crap, I don't have the wheels any longer, and my arm isn't as strong as it used to be, but that's what he used to be. He used to be this amazing passer where he would, just create, and I remember those great days of Seattle against Green Bay, and it was just amazing to see that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? It those days are gone for Russell, and it's sad in a way, because, I mean, if you were a Russell Wilson fan, like me, when I was growing up, man, it was just, he was great, he was great. He was really great, so, it's hard to comprehend how one falls from grace so quickly. The Seattle Seahawks definitely knew it. They got rid of him. And they knew that he was on the decline, and Denver was sitting there going, "Oh man, yeah, we can't wait, but yeah, really, you know what I mean?" Anyway, we have Sauce Gardner is still in concussion protocol. He's been downgraded to out this Sunday against the Eagles. Ooh, man, it just gets even worse for the Jets, doesn't it? I mean, and what about it? The Minnesota Vikings guys, really think about it. I mean, they are just hurting. We're going to go over that. First, we'll just go over the number one person you should be starting this weekend. I wonder who that is. Well, of course, CMC, man. CMC, he scored a touchdown in 14 consecutive games. 14 games in a row. Christian McCaffrey, 14 games in a row, he scored a touchdown. And then they have, there's just, man, they just keep getting better and better and better and better, and it's like a machine. That whole offense is a machine. And Brock Purdy is he's this magician. He just creates, and he has his highest passer rating in the league. I mean, who would want Brock Purdy? The last 2 minutes now, who would you pick? Mahomes? Yeah. But the way Mahomes is playing, maybe he'd be playing better if he had more targets. That's another thing. I mean, they're 5-1. So, I mean, here we are talking about, oh my God, they're losing. They don't have targets. The only target they have is Travis Kelce, and all the analysts are, guys, they're 5-1. 5-1. You know what I mean? Come on. Stop that crap. Really. The number 2 person you should be starting, number 2, Jordan Addison of the Minnesota Vikings. Now, Addison, as soon as Jefferson, got hurt, Addison stepped in, and he's productive. That's for sure. He's from USC. He's really doing good. I mean, there's KJ Osborne. That's another good pickup, guys. So either or, both. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I really do. I think both teams are going to be just slinging the rock. Both defenses aren't as not that good. I'm giving it to Chicago, but I think it's going to be one of those games. The only thing with Chicago is all their running backs are hurt. All the running backs are hurt. So that's something to look into if you have, Justin Fields. I think Justin is going to have to do it all himself, So it's going to be a tough haul, but, they are playing the Minnesota Vikings defense. So there you go. So if you see KJ Osborne, pick him up and start him, or Addison as well. Addison, I think both will do really well this weekend. The next guy you have to start is DJ Moore. I mean, they're playing against one of the worst defenses in the league. And this guy, I mean, he's just yak. They should call DJ Moore DJ Yak Moore, because the guy's, the last time I think he had over 200 yards. But, those 200 yards, half of them were yak yards after catch, So, man, he's doing really good. He's definitely a number 1 fantasy target this weekend. Definitely this weekend. Other players you should start would be A.J. Brown, doing really well. Deebo Samuel's doing really well. Believe it or not, sleeper would be Mecole Hardman. Mecole Hardman would be a great sleeper for this weekend. Reversing Fields with Justin Fields. 3 of his last 4 QB1s in points per game in the season has been dual threat with quarterbacks. I mean, this Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Justin Fields. I mean, the last 2 weeks suggest that we might be on a way for another such season like last year, where he just started flourishing near the end and was just scoring an unbelievable amount of points. And think about this one. If you have Justin Fields on your team, let's say you've been winning and you're, at the end of what is fantasy football, after 13 games or 14 games, we start the playoffs. Anyways, let's say 14 games. Then what happens is that, near the end, they're going, the good teams are going to be sitting down their players, and the teams that aren't in the playoffs, like Justin Fields, will be playing Justin Fields, and DJ Moore. So those are great. You got to start planning now for the playoffs. If your team is really, really good, you got to start planning ahead, and that's what you have to do if you're in fantasy leagues. The 5th, of course, I told you about. I think Jalen Hurts is a great start. Josh Jacobs is a great start this weekend, guys. I think Josh Jacobs is going to do great. I really believe so. I mean, he's a great running back. Now, Devon Achane from Miami, he's down. So Mozart is going good. Wilson's going to step in a little bit. So I think Breece Hall might have a great game as well. Start him. And George Pickens, start him. Marvin Mims Jr., start. There's Kyron Williams, start. I don't know if you start Stevenson. or Rashard White. I don't think those two will have a really big game. Rashard White's going against Detroit's defense, and I think Miles Sanders is going to have a hard time running. It's definitely Josh Jacobs. I would definitely start DJ Moore. Of course, we already went over that. The next one, guys, if you have Zay Flowers, I know it's tomorrow morning that fantasy football starts, right? Well, sorry, it already started on Thursday, right? But it's tomorrow morning. The Baltimore Ravens are playing the Tennessee Titans at 6:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That would be 9:30 a.m. in the East Coast. And Zay Flowers has one of the best rookie seasons this season. He's been one of the best rookies this season. He's garnered 40 targets, ranks 11th in target share, right? And has 7 red zone targets. 7 red zone targets. It's huge, guys. All resulting in a solid 12.4 fantasy points per game. So virtually he's averaging 12.4. So I mean that's a good wideout to have on your team, especially near the end of the season too. I don't know how long they will be starting their players. Baltimore's notorious sitting their team down if they're in the lead, if they're going to start and make the playoffs. I never agreed to that. They did it when Lamar had that MVP season, and then they came into the first game. They just was terrible. Tomorrow, Chris Olave, start. I think he's going to have a huge game, huge game. And then Puka Nacua, of course. I think Cooper Kupp and him and Kyren Williams definitely will have a huge game. Start. That's a great. Now, more injured calf than bull on Joe Burrow. That's what they're saying. One stat clearly highlights his debilitating effect of Joe Burrow's lingering calf injury, right? Over the previous 2 years, the Bengals quarterback led the NFL in fantasy points and touchdowns on throws of 15-plus air yards, okay? Deeper passes, like mainly to Jamar Chase, right? He had one good game, guys. Don't get so, headstrong on Joe Burrow. Just don't. I wouldn't. He's a start, but they're going to go down. They're going to lose. So just wanted to let you get in on that one, okay? Puka Tropuka. Start with Cooper Kupp. Yeah, baby, yeah. Anthony Richardson, of course, is on IR. Damian Pierce, I don't know if, C.J. Strauss has been forced to throw 91 passes in his first 2 career starts, and he continues to do that. I don't know, man. I would sit Damian Pierce down. Kenneth Walker is another one. I would start Kenneth Walker. He's looking really, really good. Dak Prescott. Remember this. Every single team that played the San Francisco 49ers last year, hear me out, every single team, guess what happened? They lost their next game. So don't be too high on the Cowboys coming into SoFi Stadium and playing the Chargers, who have been off a week. They're coming off a bye week, and I would be really, really careful with the Dallas Cowboys this weekend. Careful. Now, I think, players, I'm going to go over players that you must trade away in week 6. All right. Players you must trade away in week 6. And it's easy to, to not want to trade away, but I have Tua, right? But I also have a Josh Allen. Don't ask me how I got both, but I'm going to keep Josh Allen. So I'm actually trying to trade Tua. So and then plus I have a chain on a team which he's on IR. So I'm trying to trade those two players. It's the best time to start trading right now if you want to trade towards a winning season, you know what I mean, and try to get into the playoffs. That's the most important thing right now, is to try to get into the playoffs. You have to get into the playoffs, that's the most important thing right now. And so, let's look at over the games. So let's go with the Baltimore Ravens Tennessee game. I would start Lamar Jackson. Hill, I would start him. He's a running back. And then I would also start Mark Andrews and start Zay Flowers. I would not play Odell Beckham. And I would also play their defense too. Now, you get to the Tennessee Titans. They're ugly. They win ugly, and they are just they're not that good in the passing game. But the Baltimore Ravens were exposed last week, with Humphreys. So it's going to be interesting. But I probably would not start King Henry. And I don't think he'll do well against Baltimore. I don't think he will. But, he could, but I don't think he will. So I would sit him. The next, maybe start Hopkins. Start Hopkins on Tennessee. Start Hopkins. The next game, we have Washington and Atlanta. If you have Sam Howell, I would start him. I think he'll bounce back this week and have a good game. I would start McLaurin. I would definitely hit Logan Thomas. I would start him. Robertson, I would start him, the running back. On Atlanta, that's a good pickup. It would be Ritter. That would be like a sleeper, is to pick up Ritter, especially with Washington. They haven't really gotten to the quarterback. So I think Ritter's going to have a great game. Pick up Ritter. That would be if you're like 1-4 or something, 2-3. You need a shake-up. Pick up Ritter. That's for sure. And then, okay, Bijan Robinson. Play him, of course. Kyle Pitts. I'm not sold on Kyle Pitts. I'd sit him. And then I'd probably start London. Maybe. The whole thing of it is that Ritter, he's only had one good game. That come out. And all our other games were adequate, like just not that good as a passer. So I'm still, he's going against Washington, so, if he was going against anyone else, maybe like a Dallas or San Francisco, then I would not start anyone on Atlanta. Anyway, Minnesota, Chicago, I think that's going to be a high-scoring game. I think Addison, Osborne, Cousins, Hutchinson, start. And then on the other hand, Fields, DJ Moore, start. Maybe Foreman, pick up Foreman. I think they're going to be giving a rock to Foreman. He's a hard runner, guys. Foreman is a sleeper. Pick up Foreman. If you really need to shake things up, pick him up. The next game, we have Seattle. I think Walker is going to have a huge game. DK Metcalf's going to have a huge game. Taylor Lockett will have a huge game. And they're going into Cincinnati. And Cincinnati's offense is not, they only had one good game. And I think they might be able to pass against Seattle. I don't know. I don't know if they'll be able to run. So I would sit Mixon, play Burrows, play Jamar Chase. Always play Jamar Chase, no matter what. He's going to get his points. The next game we have San Francisco and Cleveland. Well, Cleveland's Deshaun Watson's out. Come on. Going against the San Francisco 49ers. Defense. Wow. And Cleveland's defense is good too. But the thing of it is what happens is when you don't have much of an offense, and the offense isn't scoring, and your defense is on the field most of the time, right? Because, no matter how good your defense is, the San Francisco is going to grind and get first down after first down, and your defense is going to be out on the field a long time. So I would start everyone on San Francisco, CMC, Purdy, Kittle, Ayuk, everyone, Deebo Samuels, even, I think, definitely the defense start them. With Cleveland, I don't see anyone I would start on Cleveland. Maybe, I don't know. I wouldn't start anyone in Cleveland other than maybe their defense, but they're going against a really, really well-tuned offense. It is going to be sloppy out there. It might have some rain in the forecast in Cleveland. You never know. Back east, it's always, the weather out there is just, ugh. But, Deshaun, like I said, Deshaun Watson hasn't even reported to practice, so. Mason, that's the other one on San Francisco. Mason, he did great. If you pick him up on your fantasy, he did great last week. He just in for a little short bit, he really ran hard. I think they're going to start using more of the other backs to save McCaffrey, because McCaffrey's been having a huge load. I think it's this game's going to be more of a Deebo Samuels, Ayuk, Mason, Kittle. I think they're, and I think McCaffrey will still have a good game, but I don't think it'll be so one-sided. Then the other, we have New Orleans going into Houston. New Orleans, I believe, Aclave, I would start him. Derek Carr, start him. Kamara, start him. Houston, C.J. Stroud, start. Houston's New Orleans defense is really good. It's in Houston. Don't start Pierce. It's going to be a tough game. Might be a very, very low scoring game. So be careful on who you start. I would definitely start Kamara, but I think this might be a low scoring game, guys. The next game we have Indianapolis. Going into Jacksonville, playing the Jacksonville Jags, 3-2. They're both 3-2. Amazing. We have Gardner Minshew against Trevor Lawrence, and then you have ETN, and then you have all these other guys who are just so good. Just so watch it, and I would definitely start Trevor Lawrence, ETN, Kirk, Ridley, on and then. Indianapolis, they're saying that they're going to give it to Taylor more. I hate that when a team goes, we're going to give the ball more to Taylor, and then they do the direct opposite, Moss is still a good pickup. I don't know how good they're going to do against the Jacksonville Jags defense. I just don't know how. Anyway, we go to Carolina and Miami. Start everyone on Miami. Other than that, Chain, he's hurt. And Carolina, maybe Thielen at the most. Thielen, don't start Sanders. Sanders might do better. He might do good. Only if you're desperate, start him. The next game we have New England and Las Vegas. In Las Vegas, Sin City. Poor Bill Belichick needs one more win for 300, and he's not going to get it here. No, I don't think so. I just think that the Las Vegas Raiders are way too good for way too good for the New England Patriots. Patriots don't look good, and they're I don't know if Mac Jones is not playing well. Just think look what the Stork, I call it Stork, did for Las Vegas. That Max Crosby, the Stork, man, that guy's huge, big arms. A guy just can't stop him, and he's just so good. And that defense is good. man, I just, New England, I don't know if I'd start anyone on New England, but definitely would start Jimmy G, Adams, Jacobs, that's about it, and then Detroit and Tampa Bay. Detroit, I start Goff. I start, I have almost everyone. It's just Detroit's so good. Detroit's very good. Start their defense. Now Baker Mayfield, he's been doing really well. Evans, I don't know how good he's going to do. He's been hurt. And I don't trust their running game. It's the last place running game, Tampa Bay. So, and with Detroit, like I said, start everyone. Anyone and everyone that you can find. Reynolds, everyone, Laputa. Now, I think he had a calf thing that's going on. Be careful on that one. But, start. Come on. You're all smart. And so we have Los Angeles Rams playing against Arizona Cardinals. They're hosting Arizona. I would start, I think, Cooper Kupp was going to do one. Lapuka is going to do great. I think maybe Higbee will do well. I think that's going to be a great game to watch. Connors is out, mind you. Connors is out, so it's a sticky point with the Arizona Cardinals, right? And Matthew Stafford, of course, start him, and then we go on to Philadelphia. Start Jalen Hurts, and it's against the New York Jets at home, and Sauce Gardner's out, so the passing game's going to be a little bit more wide open. So I would definitely, go off the limb and start, start everyone on Philly. They're going to have a great game. They're going to have a great game, guys. They're having a great game, and then. The New York Giants going to Buffalo on Sunday night football. I start everyone on the Buffalo Bills. I think it's going to be a blowout. I think it's going to be like 49-3 or 49-7, and the Giants, start Buffalo's defense. Start Josh Allen. Everyone on the Bills. Start them all. I think they're going to have a great game. The Monday Night Football, be careful, guys, with Dallas. I'm telling you, careful. They played the Niners last week. Every team last year that played the Niners lost the next game. I don't care who they are. They're Dallas Cowboys. Hey, even the Philadelphia Eagles. Think about that, guys. Who did Philadelphia play before Kansas City in the Super Bowl? They played the Niners. And did the Philadelphia Eagles win or lose? They lost. Wonder if I'm smart or smarter. Yeah, come on, guys, really? Yeah, I know. So anyway, start Eckler, Hebert, and you name it on the Chargers. Bosa is going to be questionable for this game. Dallas Cowboys defense is a couple people are out now. And they're going to. I guess they're moving their linebacker around, their defensive end around. It's going to be it's going to be a challenge for Dallas to go forward. But I think they're a good team. But I think the Chargers are going to beat them. And be careful on who you start on Dallas. Los Angeles did get lit up from Miami, right? So, but I think it'll be a shootout, and I think the LA Chargers will win that game. Anyway, guys, it's been really fun. Good luck tomorrow. Good luck tomorrow. And have a great Sunday. And I'll talk to you guys on next Thursday. Take care. Thanks for tuning in.